Vetting vendors is not a new thing. This is something that's been around for many years, perhaps even decades. Organizations, particularly manufacturing organizations, have been long concerned about their supply chain and making sure that the goods and services that they need from their vendors and suppliers will be there when they're needed. And that discipline, if you will, and that rigor has manifested itself over the past few years, especially in the financial services and healthcare industries, where those types of organizations are really looking to dig in and understand more about their vendors. Last year, in October 2013, the Office of the Control of the Currency published a memo mandating that banks pay particular attention to this particular issue. As a result, there's been a surge, if you will, on this particular topic, and organizations are really truly taking it seriously, both from a business continuity and disaster recovery perspective, but also from an information security perspective as well. Typically, questions that are asked of vendors tend to be very high level and often superfluous and don't really get down and dig into the details. So, for example, an organization might ask the question, perhaps in a survey or perhaps in a phone interview, do you conduct a business impact analysis? Well, that's an interesting question. The answer to that doesn't tell you anything. It's too high a level, and it doesn't dig into what you really need to know, which is, do you have defined recovery objectives for the products and services that we acquire from your organization? If so, what are those specific requirements? And what is your organization doing in order to validate that you can actually meet those objectives under a variety of disruptive circumstances? Organizations will try to give you as little information as possible, so therefore the quality of the questions that you ask are very, very important to truly getting an understanding. So if you ask a high-level question, you're going to get a high-level answer. Sungard is often asked these very same kind of questions, so we live it day to day in our organization. Our clients, our prospects, will often ask us about our capabilities because, in fact, we are a third party to them. So we have a rigorous program at Sungard to be able to respond effectively and efficiently to very specific questions from our customers. By the same token, we also hold our vendors, our third parties, to very high standards, and we have a rigorous program there too, where we will ask our vendors very specific and very detailed questions. We leverage in our organization, both up and down our supplier service chain, the tool set and capabilities from an organization called Shared Assessments, and we use that de facto industry standard as the basis of the program that we use to manage our vendors, that we use to respond to our customers and to our clients, and that is also the same tool set that drives our consulting organization when we provide services to our customers. It's very important to have a very structured and rigorous process so that you are able to demonstrate to your customers that you're managing your vendors and understanding your risks and managing your vendors very well. It's just something that, especially in the financial services industry of late, we see a lot of activity in this area. We see new departments being created. We see the scope of these programs increasing dramatically year over year, and the regulators are forcing financial institutions to undertake and establish these kinds of programs. What we also see is this emerging very rapidly in the healthcare industry, particularly with regard to private health information and the ability to be able to make sure that it's not lost and that it continues to be secure. So we see a large surge in financial services and of late healthcare in this arena. The process used for vetting vendors is very important to understand. We advocate what we call a trust and verify model. So trust meaning I will ask a vendor a series of questions about the specific products and services that they do offer to an organization. And we believe that based on that questionnaire, you then need to go potentially on site in order to verify that the statements that were made by the vendor actually can back them up. So that's when you go and you take a look at various evidentiary material. You may do site visits, walkarounds, and truly understand, are the responses that you receive from that vendor accurate and reasonable? And only by going on site can you typically verify the accuracy of the information that you've been provided. So The nature of the questions is very important, the questions that you do ask, and then the process that you use in order to validate that those responses are indeed true and accurate is another key element of a vendor risk management program.